Mel, I'm just coming from the top of my head. I don't have nothing written down.
Hey.
Anything. Because we're just going to have a conversation. We're going to let it flow.
That is good with me.
So.
You know, I'm so sorry. I can't help it. I see myself in this picture, and I just, I'm like, I look so dang on swole. I done gained like 30 pounds in the past 6 months, and y'all, I just got to get this. This is ridiculous. This is crazy.
So, let me ask you this question first. From the beginning of Love and Marriage Huntsville, do you feel that Love and Marriage Huntsville has taken a change for the worse, dealing with all of the arguing and ganging up on certain cast members? Because when it first came on, it was about 3 power couples basically building in Huntsville, Alabama, and now it's like it seems like it's absolutely nothing to do with building anything now. So.
You know what? There are a lot of people upset about that because even at first, it was not even called Love and Marriage Huntsville. It was called something completely different.
Okay.
Something dealing with construction and business, you know. And they settled on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And some people in the cast did not like that because they felt like it wasn't representative of where they wanted to, their intentions and where they wanted the show to go for them.
Really, really, really. And I think the person she talking about, honey, is Marsau. Okay, because we all know ain't no damn love and marriage on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Where is the love? Honey, Miss Robinson been looking for it, but it looked like a whole bunch of slave contracts. Okay, it looked like a whole bunch of emotional abuse, disrespect. Okay, and hatred of women. That's just what it's giving, honey, okay, on Love and Marriage Huntsville. But what is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a Love and Marriage Huntsville extra, honey. We got Miss Keke Jabbar. She did an interview with Anthony Lofties. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his YouTube channel. Show the brother some support, okay? So, anyways, honey, without further ado, I'm going to continue to play this audio, and Ms. Robinson will be in and out with her commentary.
You know, so I believe that a lot of people believed, especially because it was on the OWN network. But needless to say, Oprah Winfrey really doesn't have anything to do with it, you know, because she sold.
Yeah, she sold a percentage of it, right?
Yeah, a huge percentage of it. So it's not even fully hers anymore, you know. So she doesn't make these decisions that's going on with. I'm sure she has a say in some things, but she doesn't, you know. For the most part, she's not the one choosing the content to be aired, you know.
Yeah.
So when they changed the title, a lot of people thought that they were going to see some black couples doing amazing things. And unfortunately, because people, as much as people complain, people love this.
Yes, they do.
I don't know why, you know, we're like that. We love drama, but then when we see drama, we complain about the drama that we see. Although it was totally about business and them excelling, the ratings would be super low. You know?
Exactly. Now, on that note, I'm going to add something to this because this needs to be a discussion, honey, because some of y'all try to get Miss Robinson together in the comments, honey, about Carlos King speaking on, you know, the drama on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm going to play that audio and then I will say what I need to say.
You are responsible for yourself. Not one person of color should feel that they carry the weight of the community on their shoulders. And we all make mistakes. What's the point of living this life if you're going to live this life without making mistakes? We all make mistakes. When you guys saw Will Smith slap Chris Rock, I don't think the word ratchet was ever used.
Of course not, because Will Smith, honey, is not ratchet. I love me some Will Smith, and I feel like Chris got what he deserved. Okay, that's I said what I said. Okay, because I'm sure that'll be Chris Rock's last time disrespecting Will Smith. okay, and his wife. He did that crap on purpose. We didn't already been there. You could, watch my commentary I did on Will Smith, hitting Chris Rock. Okay, everybody is saying it's wrong. Don't get in the comments talking about, oh, you condone violence. Y'all know I don't condone violence, but I feel like in that situation, Chris was wrong. He kept bullying and harassing Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay, go back to the archives. Go check out Layla Lynn's channel, and she will break the history down. This man had a history of disrespecting Jada. It wasn't, oh, he just talked about her at the Oscars. No. So Will Smith had to step in and take care of his wife. A lot of people had an issue because black women are not to be protected. Look at the whole Meg Thee Stallion situation. I know y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your teeth, saying, Miss Robinson, you all over the place. But why does it matter who she slept with? Am I a fan of Meg lying? And, she knows she had sex with Tory. I feel like she should have told the truth about it. Right? But at the same time, the way that the case is set up now, where everybody is so focused on who that woman slept with, that shit is crazy to me. It's disgusting. It's deplorable. If it were a man, no one would care. Y'all got to quit with the double standards, and women stop playing into the stupid double standards. Okay? Stop thinking that only, men sleep with, multiple people. No, women do too. For a sport or out of, sexual enjoyment. But honey, that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to Carlos. Okay. That's just what I had to say about that. Cause some of y'all wanted my opinion. Okay.
And that was a physical contact. And what's so interesting about that moment is that happened on a mainstream stage called the Academy Awards. But that was an act of physical contact. So that's not ratchet. But black people having a heated moment is, you need to look deep down inside and figure out where it comes from. And why you feel the need to say it. And why you feel the need to care what the white community feels about you.
He's right about that, because too many of you all are concerned about what white people think of you, and they don't give a damn about what you think of them. Just look at how some of them behave. And I'm going to specifically speak on the Marsau, Maurice, and Martell situation. Y'all can't blame Carlos because that fight got physical. You want to blame anybody, you blame Marsau. And you blame Maurice, because they are the ones that swung and lunged at Martell. Martell was trying to walk away from a fight. Go back and watch it. Hookheaded was actually trying to remove himself. It was Marsau that grabbed him. It was also Marsau that emotionally abused his wife that same day by dismissing her feelings about somebody talking about her mother, and she wanted to comment on it, and she wanted to have an opinion, but her husband told her, you ain't got no voice. You need not say anything. I will protect the family. But he did that to make it about him, okay? Because he's a narcissist. Remember, when we are dealing with narcissistic personalities, the situation may not have anything to do with them, but by the time we done with it, it'll be all about them and what they did and how they shouldn't have did it. We saw how Marsau talked the next day, and well, it was Tisha, Mel, and Miss Wanda that made us act like that. No, they don't get, the pressure they put on us men to protect them and all of that type of talk. No, you raised your damn hand because you wanted to. You wanted to get physical. And Martell is the scapegoat of this show, because especially with the guys, I notice if they do something wrong, they don't really want to admit it. They will, say something about Martell. Like, y'all remember what Marsau said? Well, Martell, he got a history of acting a certain way. It don't matter about his history. We talking about in the moment he chose to walk away. Y'all go back and watch it. I'm not going to play it because we ain't got that kind of time. But yeah, do not blame Carlos. Am I saying Carlos is perfect? No, nobody's perfect. Okay? Nobody is perfect, but y'all can't blame him for what these grown people choose to do on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Ain't nobody put no damn gun up to their head. They doing the shit because they want to. Okay, so put the blame on the people that you need to blame, which is the Scott brothers. Not even Martell. It was the Scott brothers, Marsau and Maurice, as it pertains to that fight. Miss Wanda running up on Melody. You out of order. Bitch, use your words. Okay? Use your words. Well, she can't even do that because her ass need hooked on phonics. Okay, and that's a story for another day. But yeah, all this running up, all this trying to make contact and try to prove your point, that is not Carlos's fault. Carlos got a show to do. Y'all know, you know how he produced. Okay, he was a producer on what? Housewives of Atlanta for many a years, working with them women. It was one of the most, if not the most successful, Housewives franchise, right? So, yeah.
It's a very deeper conversation in terms of why you feel the need to judge a group of Black folks that had a moment that they apologized for and moved on from it. Why can't you move on from it? Why you have to put labels on us? That's some deep-rooted shit that some of you guys need to figure out.
A lot of people were angry because it changed course and it started to focus on individual marriages, and you know, we saw one marriage be completely dissolved on TV, and I'm sure that was difficult to go through in front of the entire world, you know, because there were some things they thought that they had gotten past and healed from, and opening up that bag on television only made it worse.
Right.
So.
But let's be clear, what Martell did was wrong, and it was not TV that ruined that marriage. It was Martell's behavior. It was on him to stop cheating, and he never did. And I don't think just cheating, honestly, you know, messed up that marriage. I just feel like Martell's selfish, narcissistic ways had a lot to do with it. I also feel like him and Melody's values are very different. Their priorities. And we will break that down, you guys, in another video.
I think the show has changed direction. And I'm hoping that we can switch direction, and show more of the positive things attributed with business and our families that are going on in everyday real life.
Miss Vanessa, she said the same thing on an interview with, I think it was Lula Abera. If you all haven't checked that interview out, make sure you go look up Lula Abera. Miss Vanessa R. Tracy, Mama Van, she did an interview basically saying the same thing that you said.
I love her.
I love her too.
Check that out. Thank you.
Now, let's talk about when you first came on.
Okay.
So, your cousin Tisha was the one that brought you on the show, correct?
Yes.
Now, was there a reason why she brought you on, or like when she reached out to you, what was that conversation and say, hey, cuz, do you want to come on the show with me? Or hey, I need you to come film something with me just so I can have someone right here.
To be honest, and I'm going to say this before she get to it, you guys, I don't think Tisha or Marsau wanted Keke on here. I believe I heard Keke say that in the past. Okay, because they knew that she would get on here spilling their tea. We remember what happened when Miss Wanda was cooking for everybody in Bessemer, and Uncle Bernard was there, and everybody was, you know, getting on Marsau. Y'all remember the argument that Keke and Marsau had, and she was about to spill it all, and he was like, you bet not. He was all worried and scared. So yeah, they didn't want this woman on the show, but Melody had already made friends with her, was cool with her. I know some of y'all gonna be like, well, Mel is not innocent, and that's not right. And listen, the gloves are motherfucking off when you keep assassinating and attacking my character. The gloves are off. I will team up with a relative of yours. Okay, how you doing? Okay, so bye.
Well, Tisha always knew that, my area and my dream was to do TV. She always knew that. So when the opportunity was presented to her, we had both talked about it, and she was like, let me get in good, and you're good. And I had no doubt that I'd be on the show because Tisha and I were so close. We did everything together. So it was impossible for them to be able to film a show and me never be around, in the dynamics or whatnot. So I knew that eventually I'd be a part of the show. I just didn't know to what capacity. So what she did, and she would set it up in like the Brown Girl event that we did together. She was like, well, I want us to do this event together, and it'll be really fun because we have 2 daughters that's around the same age. So it'll be really fun to get the girls together and talk to them about their skin and their skin tone. And I was like, I agree, because there's so much colorism going on today. And moms, we have to be diligent about teaching our daughters that they are beautiful. Confidence into them.
What was that the scene where she had it was like a leopard, or was it a scene before that? Because on the show,
she had a leopard.
Yeah, like a leopard top on. Now, when we first seen you on the show,
I don't think so. I actually had a leopard skirt on, I believe.
Okay.
But I don't think she had on leopard. No, she had on brown.
Okay. Brown, did it have like black polka dots on it or something?
I don't think so. I think she had on all brown.
Okay. Because I know a lot of times production crews, you film a lot of scenes and they may not make it to the actual show.
You're right.
Now, I remember the scene, when I first saw you. Mm-hmm. I felt like you were coming in, mm-hmm. but you were coming in too drunk. Mm-hmm. Because what I find weird is that when you came in, she was at odds with Kimmy.
Mm-hmm.
And also Melody. Uh-huh. And so honestly, I felt like from the viewer, the person I was just watching, I'm like, okay, she need an ally. Uh-huh. Now, if you fast forward now, we haven't got to that reunion yet. Uh-huh. I just feel like with this show, they make it okay for certain people to do certain things, but then when other people do it, it's a problem.
Okay.
You know what's going on with the MH these days? Because what is it, Melanie Ho, Mariah Ho? It's like something going wrong with them MHs for some reason.
I know, right? I know. Right. They definitely did my girl Mariah wrong. I hated that, because I was a big fan of Married to Medicine, and I hated to see all of that happen. I also hated to see the demise of her and Quad's relationship. Mm-hmm. So I understand where you're going with that.
And since she's mentioning Mariah and Quad, make sure you guys subscribe or sign up for my membership. I guess join it because we are still talking about Mariah and Quad. I just did a video yesterday on, Mariah and Toya and the breakdown of their friendship and how it kind of started, because it's not just Mariah and Quad, it's the fact of nobody liked Mariah on that show. I don't want to hear this shit about, it's her show. They were so jealous. She's just so beautiful. Y'all gotta quit with that. That shit sounds like crazy to me, okay? It just sounds crazy. Like, y'all don't take you Mariah fans, that's who I'm talking to. Y'all don't take any accountability for her behavior and how she was running around acting like the queen bee and disrespecting Jackie, saying nasty, malicious stuff to her. I just filmed that, yesterday when she said some nasty stuff to Jackie at the season 1 reunion. She was nasty to Toya. They got into that fight. To me, it was more so Mariah's fault. Mariah kept incorporating her mom, Miss Lucy. Miss Lucy was attacking Toya at that reunion. To me, that was whack. That was wrong. I remember Mariah Lake and Miss Lucy used to be on Facebook. This is before, right? I was watching Married to Medicine. I was like, who are these people? And, okay. Because I would see Married to Medicine in passing and see Mariah. And I was like, okay, that's that lady and her mom, her sister. It was always negative and nasty. Now, am I going to sit up here and say Mariah is the worst person ever and she was the only one wrong on that show? No, I'm going to talk about everybody because everybody played a part. But the reason why Mariah is not on the show is not because of what Keke is saying. Oh, they did her so wrong. They didn't owe her shit. The same way y'all feel like don't nobody owe Nene on Housewives of Atlanta, which is totally different. Because I feel like Nene was more of the star of that show. With Married to Medicine, it may have started out with Mariah, and then certain seasons people like Quad, and certain seasons people like Simone or Toya. You know, it kind of changed, and I don't feel like Mariah was likable like that. Now, don't get me wrong, Girlfriend got a big fan base, but she's just not likable and fair to everybody. We'll talk more about it in the Married, it's not a Married to Medicine group, but we'll talk about it for the people that have joined my membership. And thank you all that are supporting, joining the channel. That way we can, have those discussions. So, okay, I'm still filming that. I'm still on it.
Now, when you came into the picture and y'all had that conversation about, I know it was with Kimmy and Tisha. Basically, they had a disagreement when it came to more math. And then it came back where Marsau had a conversation with Kimmy, trying to get her to resolve certain things, try to set up something. It was on her graduation. Now, fast forward, I remember y'all had a situation at the park or something, whatever the celebration was.
You know what? It was for Tisha's graduation. She graduated from Auburn with her second master's. So yeah, it was for that.
Bitch ain't got a lick of common sense, but she got time to go get a master's. Okay, make it make sense. Was that at a hater university? Okay.
Like the way that you was kind of brought in, or do you feel like they could have brought you in a different way?
Yeah, I wish a different way because it looks like I was going for Kimmy, and I wasn't. I wasn't going for Kimmy. So, but the way that it was, I guess viewers took it that way. But the only thing I said to Kimmy was, I think you could have, as far, and I was speaking in terms of Tisha's voice. Like I was telling what Tisha felt. Not necessarily what I feel, but I was talking about Tisha in that time. And I think she feels slighted because I think she feels that you could have, had her back a little bit more, but some of that stuff get chopped up and made to look a different way, But that was the gist of it. I was just saying how Tisha felt. I was not necessarily saying how I feel. Although, if let me see how I can say this. If me would have been day one, A1, at that time, I would have gone at Kimmy hard. Yeah, I would have gone at everybody hard. Who, I would have been more than an ally. I would have taken her beats and made them personally my own. I've done that before.
And Keke, I feel like you kind of should have stayed out of that as it pertained to Kimmy, because Tisha was trying to get Kimmy to just take her side against Mel. That's what that whole situation with Kimmy was about. And I just feel like you should have stayed out of that. And I'm going to say this, for you to be Tisha's cousin and for y'all to be so close, in my opinion, Tisha didn't really want you to shine on this show, because I don't really even remember you like that, Keke, until you started to hang with Mel and she gave you some real screen time. Because whatever Tisha was trying to give you, it just seemed like, yeah, you was a part of the family, but you was more so in the background and you had to be really paying attention to even notice you. Okay, so Yeah, I wouldn't get too close to Tisha. Like, I don't even know, is she even friends with Tisha? I know y'all gonna be like, well, that's her cousin, but you don't owe nobody no loyalty that's not loyal to you. I don't think she wanted you to be on that show like that. She really hate the fact that you cool with Mel, and y'all know she is very jealous of Mel. She don't want nobody to be friends with Mel. Like I said, that's why she had such an issue with Kimmy, because she wanted Kimmy to just take her side, and that was Miss Wanda's problem with Kimmy as well. So Keke girl, please in the future stay out of that.
Break down this timeline, okay?
Okay.
Because during that scene right there, you and Tisha were good.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Or was that just for the camera?
Yeah, we were okay. You know, we were okay.
So obviously it's been going on before you even got on a little bit.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's been going on ever since. It's been going on for years. And there were things that happened in between those years to kind of intensify it as well.
So were you all in an okay place when she was talking to you about the Kimmy situation during that time? Or were you...
Yeah, we were in an okay place. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Used to be, because by that time it had been a lot of damage done off camera, you know. Yeah. So the audience didn't know about this, and I was even a part of all of the drama that was going on with her and Mel off camera as well.
Okay.
So, you know, people they think I show up at this Christmas party and I'm just coming in. No, y'all just didn't see me behind the scenes.
So before this show even started filming, there was already drama there, but it just ended up playing out on the camera when they started rolling.
Right.
So was the comeback group, how long has it been since the comeback group dissolved before the show actually came back on? Before the show started filming?
I actually think they dissolved the comeback group on the show.
Okay.
They dissolved it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Dissolved it on the show.
All right. Now, let's fast forward for when you first came back on the show. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the conversation at Melody's house.
Okay.
You know what? Let me take that back. After that situation, you remember Kimmy made a comment saying that everyone's trying to figure out how you and Melody are friends, right?
Right. Yeah.
And she made a comment saying that basically you had never been around for 4 years.
Mm.
So I'm trying to understand if they're saying that they never saw you for 4 years, but other interviews that you have done, you was like, I have a friendship with Mel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we've all been together before. Now, Kimmy, in her defense, she says that she was speaking about Melody's events.
Okay.
Not that we had hung out, you know, separate from TV.
Okay.
But actually talking about Melody's event she had never seen me in, which is true because, like I said, I was a part of this drama behind the scenes.
Okay.
So, already in the middle, and when Mel would invite me to her stuff, I was like, Tisha gonna be mad. I ain't gonna even do it because, and I would find it was a very awkward situation to be in because I would find myself, you know, pretty much sometimes just making up stuff because I didn't want to be in drama. So I stuff.
You need to go to the house that day when she basically asked you the question about, is this the first time that Tisha have ever heard any rumors?
Mm-hmm.
Like going there, I'm pretty sure you had a feeling that it's a possibility that somebody could ask me a question.
You know what? I thought it was a possibility that I didn't think it would be about infidelity in their marriage, but I knew that something would come up about Marsau putting that picture up that he posted. You know, that was the thing that had just happened, and I thought the conversation was going to be more geared toward that. And honestly, at first, I didn't even know that Tisha, because understand the predicament I'm in. All these years, it's been this drama, right? So Melody and Tisha said that they were squashing the drama, that they were moving forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Melody started attending Tisha's events. Tisha started them attending Mel's events. So I thought when Mel came to me about being on the show, I thought, perfect timing. I missed a complete bomb because I didn't want to be caught in the middle of what was going on between them because that could have gotten nasty. And lo and behold, yet I still was caught in it. But I thought that she and Melody were in a good place. And that's ultimately why I decided that I would, go on and be a part of the show. Because that wasn't the first time that I had opportunity to be a part of the show. But it was too messy before, and I didn't want to be a part of that.
And when you answered the question, you didn't come off like you was trying to be malicious or.
And that's
I do feel that the way that Kimmy went back and basically tried to make it seem like you was talking bad about her, you really wasn't. Only thing you just said was, like, you said I wasn't there, but there have been times that we have had conversations about it.
Right. We've had conversations about infidelity. And I wasn't trying to say, because it got to Tisha differently, okay? And did Kimmy say something to her about that? But it was also Stormy. Stormy, put a bug in her ear saying, well, your cousin was dogging you out and saying all this and that and blah, blah, blah. And that's a bold-faced lie.
Oh, was Stormy there?
Yeah, she was there.
So she did have a conversation with Tisha?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
And I resent that she made that statement because it's simply untrue. And that night, me and Stormy had thought, I really liked Stormy, and I thought that, what she had done was impressive. Black girl who's accomplished this, from a small country town. I appreciate that. Girl, I'm rooting for you. I see you. Kudos.
Child, Keke, you ain't the only one, since we was all rooting for Miss Stormy. But now, I don't know what to think about Stormy, you guys. Okay, her and that mother, honey, is a fool. Okay, they are on this "We Hate Melody" campaign that the rest of the castmates is on, and I don't feel like that's fair. Okay, and then what I don't like with Stormy is something about her character that's disingenuous, because it's just like, oh, I don't have no issues with Mel, but she don't support me either, so why would I do this for her? And like, girl. And then it was weird for her to bring that purse to Destiny. Okay, it's one thing, you want to make amends. Most of the viewing audience, honey, we agree with Stormy. Like, okay, make amends with Destiny, that's cool. But the purse and well, I bought that purse right after we got into it. Huh? Say what now? I always thought that shit was weird. I ain't never bought nobody no gift after I cussed them out. Okay.
And to have it just flip on me was just beyond me, so to speak. Because they went back and said, okay, Keke was dogging you out. I did not say one thing to dog my cousin out. So if y'all are saying that I was dogging her out, well, let's put it on the table. Let's talk about what I said. Tell me one thing that I specifically said about her to dog her out. Tell me one thing. It's a bold-faced lie. I never dogged my cousin out. Ever. What I did was take place in some conversations centered around my cousin. And we were discussing Marsau and him putting that picture of him and Maurice out. That was honestly the main gist of the discussion. And it just kind of worked its way into Tisha and Marsau's relationship. And most of that time, I sat back and was quiet and really didn't say anything because I didn't want no drama, right?
Yeah.
When Mel asked me that question, I was kind of taken aback for a minute because I wanted to make sure that I gave an answer that was honest, but not throwing anyone up under the bus. And I took my time and crafted that answer thinking that, okay, that was fair. And they completely blew it up and made it seem like I was doing something that I feel like they knew weren't my true intentions.
So after that conversation, how was the family towards you after that?
Oh, the family, was fine towards me. Mm-hmm. They loved me and Tisha both. So they're not trying to get involved in our squabble, because the thing about it, and if you've been around me and Tisha, you know that we always into it about something. Mm-hmm. But this is as bad. This is worse than it's ever been before. But we always into it about something. So people really don't comment. They just kind of ride it out like, oh, I know y'all gonna be friends again one day. Just, like my friends don't even comment on it anymore. They just like, y'all crazy.
Do you feel like what's sometimes stopping you out from resolving the situation could possibly be Marsau in her ear?
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've addressed that. I've said that. I feel like, now don't get me wrong, Tisha has her own voice, no doubt. But I feel like a lot of times when she should tell Marsau, shut the hell up and mind your own business.
Right.
She get this voice because we don't see it on TV.
We sure the hell don't.
You know what? I think, I don't know. I don't know how.
Child, she allowed that narcissist, honey, to run her, okay?
To really explain that. I know on TV she does not look like she has a voice.
It's like Prime Mouse, Still Mouse on TV.
Right, but she does have a voice. Unfortunately, they portrayed her in that way, and I think that, they probably don't show Tisha when she's voicing her own, mind or opinion. And I think that Tisha also tries to be careful about that, because she doesn't want to allow a TV show to have an influence on her and her husband's relationship. She doesn't want to allow TV to cause her or them to have problems in their marriage. She's like, this TV show is temporary, but our marriage is forever. So I'm not going to.
Shit. Okay. That's the wrong attitude with the marriage that you got, Tisha. Okay? Because that marriage need to be temporary. The way that it's ran. You are in a marriage where you don't have a voice, where you throw your marriage in other women's faces and say, put some respect on my marriage because of how long it has lasted, not the amount of substance and love that's involved, honey. Okay?
To allow it to drain, us, or make us feel like, bring us to a point where we feel like we have to let it go because of a TV show. So I think that she kind of maybe is a lot more docile on the show, because she's not trying to show that she's, I don't know, she's probably not trying to show that she'll disrespect her man on TV. She's trying to show that she's going to stand by him.
So where are you all right now? Are you still in an okay place right now?
Yes, we are. We're.
So you're cordial.
I'm sorry, say again.
I said, so y'all just cordial. If you're in the same room, hey, how you doing? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then you'll see some things.
Berta told me that you came with her at the reunion.
Did I? Mm-hmm. Is that what the people are saying?
That's why I know somebody who worked at home who's telling me.
Well, let me put it this way. I ain't no punk. When people come for me, you better believe Keke gonna come back every single time. One thing I'm not is scared. I ain't never been scared. So I ain't gonna start nothing, but I'm gonna finish it.
Now I know your auntie called you and she respectfully asked you not to talk about her.
She did.
So are y'all in an okay place right now?
Yeah, we're okay. In order for me to break that, she would have to come out. She would have to strike first blood.
Shit, I'm sure she don't mind, okay? I'm talking about Miss Wanda. I'm sure Miss Wanda go come out and, mess that connection up with you, Keke.
I think she might have already done that. But we'll see.
Told you.
That's what I don't understand. Okay, if your aunt can basically get on the call and say, hey, are you there?
Hold on. Is he okay? My alarm went off. I'm sorry.
You good? If your aunt can call you and say, "Please don't talk about me," why?
And she specifically said, "I'm not telling you, Keke. I'm asking." And because of her humility in that moment, I agreed and I said, "Okay." She said, "Don't say me or Tisha's name," and I said, "I won't say yours." Now Tisha is off limits. She can tell me that herself.
That's right.
But, I respectfully not say anything speaking on you unless you strike first blood.
So is this just a family thing? Because if
Child, do you see like how she's speaking, you guys? Like, why would you even want to have any type of relationship with Tisha or Miss Wanda? It sounds like, Keke, you can't trust them. Okay, it's kind of like Keke is sitting on ready. Oh, I'll be nice until they're not, and then I'm gonna throw my shot. Like, I wouldn't even want to have a relationship with people, and I have to protect myself in that way. And I feel the need to keep striking back out with them. It sounds like y'all are just trying to stay in each other's lives because you all are family, and I feel like that's toxic if you all are not genuinely and authentically going to be loyal to each other. It's like there is no loyalty. And like I said, Keke really don't owe them none. But girl, I would just get rid of them because it just sounds like you don't trust them. Y'all put y'all comments in the comment section. Do y'all believe that Keke trusts Miss Wanda and Tisha?
you can call and ask someone not to do something, as do not talk about kids. Kids should just be off limit. Indirectly, but with her saying that lets me know that Wanda has enough sense. What's right and what's wrong.
Right.
And even when Tisha and them did talk to her, she asked, "What y'all want me to do? Apologize to her?" You shouldn't have to ask that question if we all are grown and mature people. And we know what was off limits. Now, if we fast forward and go to the potato, what she was like serving everyone, so y'all can try it. And
the dinner that was in Bessemer.
Her scrimp. I'm sorry.
Her shrimp, yes.
Now, was your husband with you when you was there?
Yes, he was. He was there.
What was that ride home after the event? What was that like?
Ooh.
Because you can't tell me that he was not upset, that he did not want to get Marsau.
You know what? He was upset, and that's what made it caused a problem with me and him. Because he doesn't like to go there. He's very reserved and laid back, So if he goes there, a lot of times it's pretty intense. Because even with our relationship, I have to poke at him to get a response at him a lot of times. And most of the time it works. But he's not the person to he ain't gonna start nothing. He ain't gonna start no mess. He gonna chill and he gonna be cool until somebody brings his bell the wrong way. And he's gonna respond. So he was kind of angry, not only at Marsau, but with me at the same time for
why is your man blaming you? Okay, sound like another Marsau. Okay, and I do not like men like that feel like I need to control my woman just because she got an opinion, just because she gets angry, just because she goes off. Like, I cannot stand that. But they can be angry and they could be upset. They could get somebody together. They could correct somebody. They can respond, but you can't. Girl, it don't sound good, Keke.
Even entertaining it, for being a part of it, for putting up with it. And, it's a lot of, I told you, that this was going to happen. And I just, it was tension. Tension was thick between us on the ride back home.
So let me say this. When Marsau was basically trying to seem like blackmail you, or say if you say something, he was going to come out and say whatever it was, but you end up putting your truth out. At the reunion.
Say again.
Did confirm whatever it was that you knew at the reunion?
Yeah, I did. And I want people to see, because I promise you, this is not something that I really did want to say what I said. And I tried not to all season. I didn't want to shade my cousin and Marsau. I didn't want to do that.
But you're being put in a situation where like you have to.
I'm sorry, say it again.
You're in a situation where you feel like your back is against the wall.
Right. And they were calling me a liar. And I'm like, you can't call me a liar and expect me to sit on it. So, you know what? Since I'm a liar and I have to show people that I'm not a liar, I have no choice but to say, some of the things I know. And I didn't want to do that, but I felt inclined to do that because of the position I felt that they had put me in. Honestly. Yeah. So that's that.
I want to ask you this question. If Melody was to leave the show, what would that storyline be?
What would whose storyline be?
Everybody.
Exactly.
Because it seems like when everyone gets together, that she's the topic. And one thing about me, I don't know, Ariane, I'm not gonna call her coleslaw, okay? We're gonna be respectful and call her, whatever. But when it's all said and done, Melody isn't the one talking about her. It's everyone else that brings up situations about Melanie. Everyone want to say that she's this evil person. If she is this evil person the way that everyone says she is, I mean, we don't see it. They're playing check.
I don't, and I know I'm probably get crucified for saying that. But like Tisha said, she has not experienced infidelity in her marriage. I've not experienced that part of Melody. And people tried to make it look like I was teaming up with Melody to go against my family. I would never do that. I was teaming Keke, not team Melody or team Tisha.
I live in Nashville, right? I know people.
You're close.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we real close.
I need to come up there one day and do some shopping.
I live downtown Nashville. Let me know when you're here.
Oh, let's do it. You should have told me that.
I know people that live here that's from Nashville. And they all have said that, confirmed that it's true, that they know for a fact that Marsau have flirted with other women at the tailgate games when it comes to homecoming and stuff like that. These are people that I know now. And so they're not going to sit up there and just make up no lie. For quite some time. Is there any truth to anything they said? I want to say it was in a contract where they don't want to talk about infidelity.
I don't know if there's anything in their contract saying that. I know that they did feel like, look, y'all are attacking our marriage. Y'all are going after our marriage, trying to find something that's not there. Will you please leave that alone and focus on the things that we're doing that's positive?
Well,
we want you to...
Martell started that. That was Melody. Martell started that situation saying that, like, y'all haven't slept with 20 women.
Right. That's what started it off.
Now it's going to the point where everyone is ganging up on Melody. Like, let's bring Alonda.
Right.
I think the hairstylist in Huntsville. I think she does hair, something like that, right?
Yes.
Now, Melody is considered a producer of the show.
She is a executive producer.
She's an executive producer, right? Now, if Tisha brought you onto the show, right? Like I say, it kind of felt like to have an ally. And why was it okay to someone bring you on and talk to you about Kimmy in that situation that was going on? Now, if it is true that they asked Alonda to come on the show about whatever it is, and Melody did allegedly offer her $2,000 more outside of Carlos King, it's business.
Right.
Because it's kind of hard to separate the cast member from the producer. I know that because I was juggling both roles when I was just filming the show, and it was hard.
Right. Now, I don't really believe that. But, to have happened, but I don't believe that that was the case. Neither do I. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Melody would pay Alonda $10,000 to come on to the show, and I don't know. That's a steep price to me.
My thing is, even if she did, do people not get paid to come on the show?
Say that one more time.
Do people not get paid to be a part of the show?
Not for the most part. Not unless you can. No.
But you can negotiate to get something.
You can try.
So if they extended an offer to her, is business. Allegedly, if she did, or if he did extend the offer to.
Now, with something that would be deemed valuable information, they might as well could have entertained the thought of paying her to get the information that they wanted, right? I don't doubt that or put that past them. I just don't know and cannot say factually what happened in that scenario. I know the things that I've heard, but there's nothing that I can speak to that I can verify, you know. But, you know, I have my opinion just like everyone else, but it's nothing valid, you know.
It seems like everything that's going on in social media, it seems like everyone is ganging against your friend.
Yeah.
And when she said that she woke up crying, and from the post that she put up today.
Wait, who said she woke up?
Melody posted on her social media about she was crying today, and she didn't know if she was going to make it through, but she had people surrounding her that actually got her back to doing what she was going to do. And I didn't know if it had anything to do with Stormy, and you know, her mother is tweeting all of this stuff about Melody, and I'm like, at this point, Melody is done explaining herself to people who are committed to misunderstanding her.
Right.
No matter, you can say the sky is purple or blue, they're still going to find something to be like, no. And like when you first came on the show, you didn't know what you was getting yourself into.
Not fully. I did not anticipate that things would go the way that they went. I didn't.
Now, I remember, and you let me know if I'm correct. Now, it's a lot of bloggers I watch. I love DJ Richie Sky, Funky
I love DJ Richie Sky too. I love Kim. He's another one that I love.
Did you write that letter to Funky Dineva when you first came on the show?
I surely did. Absolutely.
What you say?
No, you did that. Now, you know how reality TV works now. Because all said and done, those bloggers, they play a huge part when it comes to reality TV.
Yes, they do.
Branding, promotions, and stuff like that. Feel now that you can utilize those platforms for whenever you do your book, whenever you want to start doing motivational speaking.
Yeah.
I look at Love and Marriage Huntsville when it comes to Melody. She knows the game. She knows what she's doing.
Right.
If you look at everyone else, not trying to be funny or anything, but I don't see nobody else on the cast really doing as much as Melody.
Right, I get what you're saying.
Doing press releases.
But just keep watching. Keep watching, baby. Keep watching.
Rolling now.
You ain't seen Keke yet. Keep watching.
J-Bones, he said that working with Melody, all the celebrities that he worked for, that he had worked with him, she was like the highest that brought in so many numbers to the collection that she was doing.
I heard him say that, and I was impressed. You know, I think that Melody, like I said, she's always shaking and moving, and I think that she's doing an amazing job at building herself as a brand and being able to utilize the platform to elevate to other platforms and put herself out there even more.
If they was not focusing on
y'all hear how supportive Keke sounds, but no, not Letitia Hater Scott. She would never say anything like that. That's what, you know, Melody should be doing.
Her and whatever they had going on, I feel like everyone in the cast could get back on the right track. They're so blinded by the drama.
Yeah.
It's like she can't win for losing.
It's just so much damage that has been done already that I don't think it will even fare well in trying to move in a better direction. Like I said, I really thought and believed that she and Tisha were starting over and were in a better place before I even went to the Christmas party. And you know how I found out that she and Tisha were not in a good place? It's because when I was on the way to the party, I was running a bit late, and I called Tisha to say, I was like, hey, where are you? And she was like, I'm at home. I'm like, huh? You're not going to the party? I was calling to see, if y'all had started and, stuff, because I'm running behind. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I didn't get invited. That's when I found out. On the way to the party.
Did she say what?
She said, I didn't get invited to the party. So I was like, oh, Lord, see, here we go with this. Then I pretty much knew that there might be some drama coming, that way. And that's why I tried to remain as reserved as I could. Now, I was all down for talking about Marsau posting that picture because I felt like that was wrong. Mm-hmm. But as it related to Tisha, I felt like I tried to voice as the least amount of information that I could, so I didn't have to have any kind of drama with her.
Now, let's talk about the Madani situation. Were you there or no?
No. And see, at that time, a lot of people was like, where's Keke? Where's Keke? A lot of people thought, I saw a lot of people saying, yeah, she got her little 5 minutes. And no, I ain't getting my 5 minutes. I'm going for 155 minutes, okay?
Come on, girl.
55 million minutes, okay? That's what I'm going for. So stick around. I'll be around a lot longer, okay?
Next season, you're going to be a part of a few more scenes. Is it true?
I guess you'll have to watch and see. That's the way.
Will your husband be coming on next season with you?
We'll see. We'll see if they'll have Big Daddy sitting next to me. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know if I want to get to know Keke's husband, because if he anything like Marsau, I will pass, honey. Okay?
It's weird that Tisha and who else? Tisha and Destiny, their friendship. Mm-hmm. Why is their friendship okay, but it's not okay for you and Melanie to have a friendship?
You know what? And wait, let me answer that. But I'm gonna tell you why I said what I just said. Why I said everybody thought that Keke was gone and all of that. During that time, I was not there at Madani because during that time, my lawyer was back and forth with them negotiating my contract. And my lawyer had told me not to film anything until they met us where we needed to be met. And I followed that advice. I wanted to go, but I was not going against my lawyer. And so you're supposed to see me come back at the end of the season because I did film at the end. Actually, the day that I filmed telling what the big secret was, that was the day that I signed the contract. So they got me back on immediately.
The cast
I went to,
I'm reading a comment that says the cast expected Mel to fail and didn't happen.
Maybe so. I'm sure. And maybe hope for it too. I'm sure. But I was supposed to be at the Madani event. I was supposed to be at the event at Stormy's home. A lot of stuff. But I did end up going to Melody's, having that conversation. I ended up going to Martell's wine tasting, and we shot a million scenes. I don't know why I'm nowhere in that. I heard that I was nowhere in that episode, which was a surprise to me, but that's just how it is sometimes. So I don't have any complaints about it. But I said all that to say what happened at Madani, that was extremely unfortunate. And that goes back to one of those things of we should not talk about or have anything to say about kids. Mm-hmm. That was a terrible scene. And I'm happy that I missed that.
Yeah, it was probably the good thing that you wasn't there.
Yeah.
If you would have been, do I go for Mel or do I go for my family?
Right. And that's an awkward position to be in. I don't know. I just feel like, sometimes she is unfairly judged. And, given a bad rap. Now, mind you, again, I have not had the same experiences that other people say that they've had with her. And if Tisha has had those experiences with Melody, then I could understand why she feels the way she feels. You know, if everything that Tisha says is true and accurate, I can understand her beef. But on one side, you know, you got people saying this, and on the other side, you got people saying this. So it's just difficult when you're stuck in the middle because you just don't know what's what, you know?
Keke girl, you know what's up. You know that your cousin is a codependent. She's insecure. She got a low self-esteem. She allows her husband to run her. She is the complete opposite of Melody. So with that being said, why wouldn't she have a problem with Melody? That's how those type of women are. They do not like confident women that are about their business. They don't.
I think right now it's so out of hand that the men are getting involved with it.
Yeah.
And even with the previous episode, it's all about Martell supposedly talking to Sheree. Mm-hmm. It just amazes me to see a couple in bed. Mm-hmm. Melody lives rent free in their head, okay? Like, she's literally embedded in their brain for real. Mm. And just really being honest, if, in the words of Tammy Roman, the camera can only use what you give it. Mm-hmm. And if you're having those conversations to sit up here and talk about someone who's really not paying you any attention, I mean, it kind of makes them look bad. So a lot of people don't understand when you do reality TV, you really want to be relatable. Right. Do something that's going to get you booked. Mm-hmm. Something that it make people pay for your book, your brand, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Because from the outside looking in, it looks like Melody is the only one that's doing something.
Yeah, it does. And you know what? That was one of Tisha and Marsau's main complaints. They said that the show doesn't show what they're doing. But, you know, like...
Shit, they are filming in black every chance we look up. Okay, that's promoting y'all business.
When told me, you are your brand.
Yeah.
You have to step out there and
You're right.
show people, you know, what's going on in your life that you want them to see. And I know that Tisha is more of a private type person, and Marsau is a little bit more outgoing. And
there's no such thing as private if you're on a reality show. You put
Thank you.
Public consumption once you sign that contract, and those cameras are in front of you.
Yeah, and
private
with that. And see, things, you know, I have no problem with that of reality TV because I understand that people want the real, you know, and I feel like you give as much exposure as you possibly can. Now, some things should be left to you and your husband, you know, that intimacy, that bond. Y'all can know that my husband and I have sex, but y'all ain't got to know what positions he put me in, okay? You know, so if I say, you know, yes, we dealt with this, but I don't give details, then people have to take that. I'm willing to give you, you know, a little bit. I'm just not willing to share with you everything. And, you know, that I'm willing to give people almost everything, you know, because that's just who I am. I'm a very sociable person, and I don't have anything to hide. I feel like I don't care if people know my business or not. I'm a person just like anyone else, and who can judge me? People try to act like they're goody two shoes and perfect, and they've never done anything in their lives. They've never had a mishaps, never made a mistake, never got caught up in a difficult situation where they made some bad decisions and wrong choices. Everyone in this world has, okay? No matter how much of a goody two shoes they try to portray that they are. So who is anyone to be able to look at somebody else and say it's something wrong for them for messing up when they have their own mess ups that they need to be looking at? I feel like people project their own energy onto other people a little bit too much sometimes.
How do you feel about Marsau saying that Tisha was jealous? Calling her jealous of Melody.
What was the question again?
How do you feel about when Marsau basically told Tisha that she's playing the Jesus wife? Like
I would have jumped on him. If that would have been, if my husband would have said that to me, that would have had.
But Tisha is jealous, so. I get it though.
Rolling, baby, because I would have been on his head. Like, I was flabbergasted. I was stunned. I could not believe that he has the audacity to admit that on camera. I think, people can take it for what it's for. People have formed their own opinions by what they see anyway. But to have my husband call me out for people to drag me even more and say, I knew it, I knew you. She was, he just pretty much gave them everything they wanted.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so, I just felt like, ooh, that was not something he should.
I'm just trying to figure out where was the lie. Because I think if you constantly talk about this person, you are setting yourself up to look like you are jealous of her.
Yeah, I can understand that. That.
I mean, Mommy Business Podcast didn't work out. And don't get me wrong, Marsau called your auntie, what he say, a walking day drunk, and she said, don't say that. I mean, that's my fault when she said, don't say that.
Don't say it, baby. Spill them beans.
It's like the disrespect is on both ends.
I agree. Even when he said that our family was from
the other side of the tracks.
Exactly what he meant. Everybody did. And the fact that he tried to, gaslight Tisha into believing that he was saying that in a positive way is mind-boggling to me. And it's also complete bullshit.
Right.
We're on the other side of the tracks, right?
No, I didn't. But
where the division come in between you and Tisha?
Yes, however, I've always, because of the way that my mom's side of the family acted, I always went out of the way to overcompensate and show Tisha that I didn't feel that way. That I, wasn't jealous of her and I didn't feel like I was so much better than her. I always wanted her to feel comfortable around me and know that, I was for her and I had her back. And that's a lot of reason why now, why I was so hurt over things that happened. It was like, you took this opportunity to make me look bad, and for what? So you could look good? And that just hurt me so. It really did. I thought we were better than that. And I don't think that they understand or understood the ramifications that caused me to have to go through.
Do you feel that you all will ever get back on a good track like how you used to be, or you just feel like it's over?
It's so tricky. I go back and forth with it, up and down. Sometimes I feel like, it's just over. Many times I felt like that in the past year, especially. Because I told you, this is the worst that it's ever been. So, and sometimes I feel hopeful that we'll be able to at least get on the same track and remain cordial with one another, because me and Tisha, we've done so many things together. We used to do everything together. And we had our kids together, so our kids are like close to the same age. All three of them. All three of mine and all three of hers. And they are very close, especially our little girls. So we have to talk anyway because of them. They're best friends. They are crazy about each other. And it kind of reminds me, when I look at them, I see something so sweet and innocent. And it makes me think that that's probably how me and Tisha would have been had we grown up together. And because we didn't, and because of the drama with the family, that my family thought that, I was better than them and I wasn't allowed to go down there because we were from the projects. It took a lot of energy for me to just try to prove to my family that I love them anyway, and that was not my way of thinking. And so many times I just felt like Tisha wanted to make it that way. And I could be wrong,
Someone said,
girl, you ain't wrong. Don't doubt yourself.
Never diminish yourself with someone else. Keep shining, Keke.
I agree. I should not have. I should have just been who I was. I just didn't want to offend her by being who I was. Like I said, Tisha's she's very low key, and she's not as outspoken and
child by. She is sneaky. She's a snake. She's insecure. She got some issues. Jealous, envious, malicious.
As outgoing and sociable as I am, so I would go in any room and light it up, where she would go into the room and sit down and not really talk to anybody, or maybe just talk to the people close to her. I'm talking to everybody, So there's always been this light within me that I've used to shine it the best way that I ever could. And I did feel like I had to diminish that a lot of times because I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable. And I hate that.
I wouldn't do it.
I feel like we could have been better together. I can learn from you things that I'm not well versed in, and you can learn from me things that you're not well versed in.
Your cousin got too much pride for that.
Huh?
Your cousin have too much pride for that.
I can see that. Especially with her being with Marsau. Yeah, I can see that. So, I don't know. I was just hurt.
That's very interesting, okay? Because Keke know that marriage is not healthy, honey, okay? With Tisha and Marsau.
By that whole situation. And I hated that it made me look like I was trying to go against her. I really wasn't. But then it's like when they gave that portrayal of me being that person, I felt like, you know what? Well, okay, let's do it then. Let's do it. Now I'm angry. Now I can say everything, that I wouldn't say before. Now I can curse her ass out, whereas I wouldn't have done that before. Now I can tell her, things, that's happened in the past that I've never mentioned because I didn't want a rift between us. Now I can be open and honest because I'm angry. And when I'm angry, oh my God, it's a totally different me. And I have to gain some self-control and discipline when I'm angry because I will go there.
Did Melanie reach out to you after the potato incident just to see if you were okay? And
yes, she did.
Volunteer to put that information out yourself, or did you let them know, hey, I'm going to speak on this. I'm just going to put out there myself that I was addicted to pills.
Yeah, I just decided that I was going to put it out myself. I didn't need anyone else telling my story.
So where did bed bugs come from?
I have no idea. I have no idea who said that first or what. It was hilarious to me, all my friends, my
who said that?
Parents, to watch people really go in on this bed bug thing. Because I've never, ever in my life had bed bugs. I mean, like, seriously, ever. Man, I would have a fit.
All right, you guys, that's all I got, honey, for this part 1 with Keke and Anthony Lofties. We will have to do a part 2, honey. She gonna be dropping some more tea. Don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.